last 3 years spent under Coach Evans, in terms of being director of basketball operations. I learned a lot, just in terms of, being in his system. So just moving forward in this new role, I just think I can bring a lot to the table because I'm familiar with him now. What kind of players he likes, the offensive schemes, the defensive schemes, just things of that nature. And also just moving forward into recruiting. I think I can kind of help in terms of that, just in terms of, the things I can bring to the table in terms of recruiting, player development. Obviously I played a little bit myself, and I think the guys we have coming back and the new guys, in the system can kind of benefit from, from my knowledge and like I said, the things I can kind of bring to the table. He's been real instrumental in my development, once again, being promoted into this new role, I think I can bring a lot to the table just being familiar with him. But it's been great. It's been great. I mean, I wish we could have, obviously we need to get some wins. We need to win a little bit more. But the experience itself, I think the people that are at the university, in the department, in the athletics department have been great to me. And it's been a good experience so far. So I'm looking forward to this year. And just like I said, bringing some more to the table in this new role. I think obviously we always address the Miami piece. Just us being in Miami, I think we have an advantage. The weather's nice all year round, so that can be a benefit towards any recruits we speak to, for the future. But just in the campus in general. I know we have a lot of students, it being the big university that it is, and being in the area that we are. I think that's a benefit for us in terms of recruits. And also, like I said, Coach Evans. I mean, he's if you look at his history before he came here at Norfolk and just kind of some of the wins that we've had here, you could tell that man knows how to coach. So that's something that can be kind of steered towards a recruit that's coming here. We have a great staff. Obviously we have some coaches on staff that have won at different levels. So just all of that in total, I think can benefit in talking to a recruit. I saw Pop play once, and this is when he was overseas. I believe it was in it was either Holland or Germany, I want to say, towards the end of his European professional career. I saw him play once. But, being from the same neighborhood, our family is from the Bronx, New York. So he's, like you said, he's legendary. So, you always get the, games that Pop played and also his career at Manhattan, which is local as well, in New York and the Bronx. So, I've heard so many stories and and people that know him that have saw him coming up and played. But Pop was a good one for sure. So I definitely a basketball family, like you say. But he set the standard for sure. Like I said, growing up, it was like I said, I only saw him once towards the end of his career, but my grandfather always kept the scrapbook and highlights of his career, junior high school, college, professional. So I always got to read about it, what he did, and even the players that I played against had fathers and things like that knew him. So it was always kind of like a back and forth, history of what he did coming up in New York City especially, and what he did at Manhattan College. But he had an awesome career, and played overseas for 20 years, over 20 years. So just kind of looking back at that, it was definitely, I appreciate, having a father like that, just because, like I said, he set the example, he set the standard, basketball-wise. So, I took it from there. It was awesome. I mean, I think just growing up and playing for, back then we had basically two AAU teams. It was the Riverside Church and the Gauchos. So I played for the Riverside Hawks, and Played with a lot of great players and against a lot of great players, and that was when I think high school basketball in New York City was really, really at a top level. So just anybody you could name from, I was in high school from 1992 to 1996. So anybody you can name that came out of the city during that time period, probably played with or against. So the level of basketball was very high, and it was, it was a great time to be a part of. Picked Pittsburgh because of that New York tradition. All the guys that kind of went there before me, the Jerry McCullers and the Orlando Antiguas, those guys just coming from New York. Mark Blount was actually on that team, and we grew up together, so that was a part of me going to Pitt. He had to play for the Heat, Celtics, but he was, he had a good NBA career as well. But just playing at the Garden was my thing, the Big East tournament. That was this really, really special, and I wanted to do that, and also I wanted to see my family. I wanted my family to see me play as much as possible. So, like you said, the Seton Hall, the Rutgers, and even Georgetown. Driving those couple of hours down to DC. But that's when the conference was the conference. So it was, it was very special to play in the Big East at that time. A lot of great players, and once again playing with and against a lot of great players. Man, it was like no other, So I definitely appreciate my time playing in the Big East.